Hey guys, this is CarePackager, and this is going to be a video on how you are able to get all 24 zombie intels on Shattered Veil. This guide will consist of 12 audio logs, 3 documents, and 9 artifacts to pick up throughout the map. On screen you will see timestamps of each of the zombie intels if you're looking for one in particular. Timestamps will also be found in the video description as well. Let's get started with the 12 audio logs. I am going to go based on the location of the map where you could find all intels. So starting in the spawn room, there's an audio log which is located right under the bridge. The second audio log can be found in the conservatory on this table with a computer. The third audio log will be in Shem's henge right near Speed Cola on this wooden bench. The fourth audio log is in the motor court towards the back next to the mystery box location. The fifth audio log will be in the mansion on the second floor on top of this cardboard box. The sixth audio log is on the second floor of the library tucked in this corner. The seventh audio log will be in the kitchen in the back left corner. The eighth audio log will be in the west balcony next to this tree. Ninth audio log will be in the same room as PhD on a piano bench. The 10th audio log is in the same room as Pack-a-Punch on the opposite side of it. The 11th audio log is in the service tunnel on top of these barrels. And for the last audio log, it is located in the armory here. Moving over to the 3 documents, these are not too complex like in other maps, as you will find the first one in study on top of this bookcase, which is called Regretfully Yours. The second will be My Warheads, where you will go to the garden pond and grab the free combat axe here. With that combat axe, you can chop this wood to find your second document. The last document is for the side Easter egg where you will first need to reach round 11. Only on round 11 will you be able to interact with this grandfather clock in study, and make sure this is the correct one, as there is another one in study which looks similar, and if done correctly, your hand will stick out. Now head to Director's Quarters to find Richtofen's bed, where you will need to end the round and wait for your screen to fade to black. Once you come back, you will notice footprints where you will need to crouch walk to find the chest. Once you arrive at the chest, one zombie will be armored, where you will need to sneak up to the armored zombie to pick up a key. Once obtained, make your way to the chest. In this game I did bump into a zombie, but it is okay as long as you quickly get to the chest. You will see some great loot as well as the document, A Monstrous Proposal. Finally, for the artifacts, let's start with the easier ones. For the rentals, these can be found on Richtofen's bed in the Director's Quarters. This can be hard to pick up, so make sure you aim more towards the pillow to be able to have the screen to pick up the artifact. For the family portrait, make your way to PhD, and to the right of it is a desk that you can interact with. By interacting with that desk, the family portrait will be able to be picked up. The next artifact is Unwelcome Guests, which is found in the service tunnel. At the back of the tunnel will be a cargo truck where you will need to stick a Semtex towards the front of the truck. By doing the angle that I did here, the artifact will pop up for you to pick up. The next artifact will be the wonder weapon of the map, the Ray Gun Mark II. In order to obtain this artifact, you will need to progress to round 10. Now once you reach round 10, a lab technician will spawn in the mainframe chamber, and once killed will give you a floppy disk. Bring that floppy disk to the first floor of the east foyer to this computer. This will then have a paper that will be printing next to it, and you will have to wait for it to be fully done. A bunch of vermin will spawn, so make sure you eliminate them. When the paper is done printing, you can interact with the paper to read what it says. You will be looking for the 4-letter word that is in all caps to use for the next step. There are only 4 possible combinations of the 4-letter word, which are moth, yeti, worm, and crab. Once you get your word, in this case I got yeti, you will go over to the chalkboard in the nursery, where you will see a bunch of letters that are bunched up in many groups. With that word you had, you will count how many letters are in that group to give the digit of the code. In this case, Y equals 3, E equals 5, T equals 7, and I equals 6. Remember to code now and punch it in the service tunnel with the doppelgas to open the chamber. You will kill the doppelgast, which will give you a severed arm. Bring that severed arm in the armory, and you will now be able to obtain the ray gun Mark II. The next artifact is the Deed for Sale artifact, which requires you to do the jump scare quest, which is easy to do but will require you to set up first. The only setup needed is you needing a thermal scope on any gun so that you can be able to see the ghosts in the match. Around the mansion you will be able to look at these windows for red eyes, which will tell you that the ghost is right there. Look down with your thermal scope and the ghost will move to another location. Do this another 2 more times and the last time will always be in the same location, located here. Now make your way to the nursery to this makeup station to activate the jump scare, after which you will get the prompt of some good loot and that artifact. For the last 4 artifacts, they all require you to do the main quest of the map. I will not go into too much detail with these as there are some great guides for how to do the main quest of Shattered Veil. The first is the hit Flask, which requires the W variant of the ray gun Mark II. You're going to need to grab the sconce in the banquet hall and play Simon Says to open a door, and fill up the painting with souls using the W variant. You will also need the bell, which will always be found in the study room, so look around to obtain that part. Bring the bell to the bar in the overlook and use a weapon with a brain rot ammo mod to turn a zombie. You will now be able to ring the bell and the zombie will give you the hip flask. With the Antler Carving, you will need the P variant of the ray gun Mark II. Fill up the painting in the banquet hall with souls and go inside to pick up the ritual elixir. You will now bring the ritual elixir to this spot in the bottlery and an elder disciple will spawn. Kill the disciple and a symbol will now appear. Now do the same process for the bench in the overlook and for the bench in spawn, and you will now get the 3 numbers to appear in the banquet hall. Use these numbers in the safe in the west hallways to pick up the Antler Carving. For the nuclear plant inspection report, you will need the R variant of the ray gun Mark II. You will need to fill up the painting in the library so you can access 3 parts around the map that will only be seen when using Ether Shroud. The first part is the audio log, which can be found on this desk in the overlook or in the library near the portal. The ID tag will always be in the fireplace either in the banquet hall, study, or in the east foyer. And the ledger will be found either on this desk in the east foyer or in the desk in study. You will then go to the book puzzle to pick up the nuclear plant inspection report. And for the last artifact of Shattered Veil, the Z-Rex Tooth, you will need to beat the main boss of the map to obtain it. And that's going to end it for the 24 zombie intels on Shattered Veil. I hope that this video was helpful for you so that you could be able to see more of the lore in the zombie story. If this video was helpful, all I ask is that if you can like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day.